Welcome to the round table for Campaign 2, Curse of the Clockwork City from Red Dirt D&D. My name is Brooke Bullock, and I am joined by a hodgepodge of fantastic people. Take it away.
I'm Michael Krause.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I am unmuted.
Shenold.
Jerry Hester.
There you go. We got them all in.
Yay.
Unmuted. Oh my gosh, like you actually are in a spot where we could have that button if we needed it, JP.
Yes, and we may need it because I'm here.
That's right. Fortunately, I can bleep you out.
We will still have the power of editing.
That's right.
I thought about starting the show off with Brooke. You may have seen it. You follow him. Yodano made a joke recently
on some of the different social media sites.
Yeah. So there's a dwarf, an elf, and a half orc, free a genie, and the genie says, "I will grant you each one wish." So the half orc says, "It has been too long since my people have ruled. I wish that all of those with orc blood are returned to the homeland." The genie snaps his fingers, and the orc poofs. He turns to the elf, and the elf says, "I wish all of those of elven kind will return to the land of our ancestors so that we can meditate." And the genie snapped his fingers, and the elf was gone. And he turned to the dwarf, and the dwarf said, "Wait a minute. The orc just made himself disappear. The elf just made all the elves disappear. I'll just have an ale."
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The meme I saw, I think I might have shared it in the Discord, was the little meme picture of, two people talking, and they're like, "Do men even have feelings? They didn't even cry at Titanic." And then it shows a picture of, spoiler, the death of Sturm, right? Mm-hmm. And then the guy's just, it's the sad face just bawling his eyes out. So maybe Johnny Payne shared that, and I stole it.
Johnny Payne did share that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he brought up the what she says right after that moment, and the painting shows her holding a spear, but she was actually disarmed. And spoilers, the villain walks up, the one who killed him, and she said, "You will not touch his body. If you do, I will kill you."
Yeah. Not even your dragon will be able to save you. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
Actually, I was thinking, and when I saw that, I thought of, I think there's a scene in, is it Sleepless in Seattle, where the girls were all making fun of the guys not ever crying. They were talking about sad movies, and then they started crying at the Magnificent Seven. And,
beautiful movie.
And he walked up, and he had his like, it was beautiful. It was, it's a great
thought
moment.
You were going somewhere else with that, Michael. I thought it was going to be, that reminded me of Sleepless in Seattle when Tom Hanks was slain. And Meg Ryan was like, "You will not touch this."
When Meg Ryan was watching over the slain body of Tom Hanks.
That's the movie You're getting slightly confused with the movie Enchanted.
No, stop. We've lost Kiri already. Stop.
I was trying to bring it back with a semi-Disney reference, so.
That's right.
Enchanted is not one that I watch very frequently.
I saw it when it first came out.
No, I know what it is. I think it's one I've only seen like a couple of times. So comparatively, proportionally, it's low on my rewatch list.
I think I saw that when it first came out, and I believe I was just disappointed because they had Idina Menzel in it. This is, of course, before she did Frozen, but she'd done Rent, she'd done, all this other stuff, and they didn't have her sing at all. Like once in the entire movie. And I'm like, it's a musical, and you've got Idina Menzel.
Couldn't have her overpower everybody.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah, that's true. Everyone else would sound like horrible.
She was supposed to be the commoner, the normal human, right? So
she has two price points. Price point A, you can have her as an actress. Price point B, you can have her singing, and they could not afford it.
No. But that was the only. I remember that was my only real disappointment in the entire show. Was just like that's such a waste. It's like when they had Pushing Daisies, and I think it was it Kristen Chenoweth was in that.
She sings in that one.
She does sing in that. Oh yeah, her and
Anna Friel.
I was
Emily
actually
Pace.
thinking of her name from Green from Little Shop of Horrors. Not Aaron Green. Oh, it's gonna bother me now. It'll happen to be at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll remember her name. Anyway,
Or halfway through the show, she'll just
yeah,
be
exactly.
he'll just shout out. So
If I just shout out a name randomly, it's like,
But
yeah,
I am a huge Pushing Daisies fan.
that's a fantastic
Love
movie.
Pushing
Or a
Daisies.
fantastic show. I mean, it did not last long enough. Only 2 seasons.
No,
I wanted it to go on.
Listen, my favorite things, it's very whimsical. You know, I love whimsy.
Yes.
The set design, the costume design, top notch every single time. I've always been a Lee Pace fan. I think that was really where it was cemented. I had seen him in other stuff before, but that was like it. And of course, I've seen everything else that he's done since then, and he's just a big hunk of a man, with just spectacular eyebrows. And of course, Kristen Chenoweth is in that movie, and it's really funny to see those two playing off each other because they're both like really great actors. They're both really great improvers as well.
Yeah.
But Kristen Chenoweth is also like 4'11", I think,
Yes.
and Lee Pace is like 6'7", 6'8". He's monstrously tall.
Yeah.
And so she comes up to his elbow, and she's just like absolutely infatuated with him. But yeah, those I rewatch that series every few years. It's a really good one.
By the way,
It
it was
is not
Ellen
a-
Green. It's Ellen Green who
Ellen Green.
who was
There we
in-
go.
yes,
There we go.
who was in Little Shop of Horrors and Pushing Daisies.
Eyebrows, they're not something you see detailed highly on the character sheet in fantasy role-playing games, but Carrie, what makes an eyebrow fantastic? Because I'm thinking, all I can think of is like, some Larry Hagman eyebrows. I don't really see those as
Okay, it's
phenomenal.
somewhere between like Lee Pace and Eugene Levy. There's a fine line.
Right.
We have to be substantial. We have to frame the face, but we also have to be proportionate.
And no unibrow. And no unibrow.
There's I've been retooling my entire mythology class curriculum recently, and I was doing a mini lesson on beauty standards in ancient Greece, and actually
Right.
unibrows were very in. Like
Really?
they would pencil them in. Well,
But the
not
women would?
pencils. The women and the men would charcoal in unibrows.
That's wow.
If they had the time and resources. They were big fans.
How very weird.
The hairless everywhere else, but an excellent unibrow. That was the beauty standard. We want zero body hair. We don't want any beard unless you're like an old man. If you're an old man, you can get away with beard. But unibrows, that was where it was.
That's fantastic.
So I'm taking notes. So far, I'm hearing we need more unibrow, maybe villains for a twist, maybe heroes for a twist, and also the cast wants a musical episode. Those are the two things.
Hey, don't tempt me with a good time.
I know.
I wrote Rhapsody's ballad.
You did. That is way behind the scenes in some DMs or whatever, some PMs on the Discord.
I have
And
a
they're cool.
multiversed ballad of Rhapsody and her sea adventures.
That's fantastic.
But Moxie, canonically, purple eyebrows. Calling it.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
They don't
I think
grow.
that's true.
They don't grow purple. She makes.
Oh,
them
she
purple.
dyes them purple.
She wants contrast, right? You gotta have because she also has purple eyes, and so I feel like it's a good
Balance.
balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I should be able to do this instantly, not only because I'm the DM, but also because our patrons recently received a spiffy art card. What color is her hair? This is such a rude question to ask. What color is her hair naturally?
Pink.
Pink. Okay, very good.
So I always pictured Moxie as like a very like posy, bubble gummy kind of pink for her skin, but in a way that doesn't just look like a Caucasian person.
Mhm.
It's a hard that Connor has done excellently.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then her hair is just like maybe closer to magenta.
Magenta. I knew you were going to say
Yeah.
magenta.
But yeah, she doesn't dye her hair. She just does a little bit of makeup to accentuate her eyebrows, make some contrast. And she
Love
likes
it.
purple. She feels like purple is a good accent to her skin tone. She had her
Yep.
colors done.
Now, where in Iron Spire is that? Is
It's
Yeah,
in,
that's right.
it's
Yes.
it's
is it a temple? Is it a
no,
specialty
no, no.
store?
It's a business in the wealthy part of town, obviously, because
Obviously.
here in our world those things are like $350 to
Yeah.
get your colors done. So but let me ask you this, because Connor just texted me and said the Moxie's cards are on their way, and I said excellent, and then they got here, and I was like excellent, those are amazing, they're beautiful, fantastic. But Connor never told me what the card was. I thought it was going to be just like the, for lack of a better term, like the Pokemon picture, like just the character that Connor had shared with us all previously. It was not that, obviously. It made a whole little scene in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that scene, because one character we can see the face of and one character we cannot. And
Connor?
I know who I think those people are. But I would like for the artist to confirm.
They're kind like honestly, they're kind of just ambiguous people.
Oh, okay.
Look at him
I'm
being a
fairly
GM. Look at him being a
sure
DM.
that
He's
I
keeping it
just
in his
kinda-
pocket.
headcanon that it was August passed out on the bar.
That's what I thought too. He's so sleepy.
I wondered if it was Steven. So
No way. Steven's trying to impress Melody.
That's
No.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Harmony's the young one.
Well, Melody is the youngest one.
Oh, that's
Harmony is the one in the middle with the annoying voice.
oh yes.
you're welcome.
Aria is the one dating Steven. She's
There
our
you
oldest
go.
one. She's in her mid-20s. Which I think we talked about it. We might have talked about it, but there's been some great mini art by Ben over in the Discord.
Yes.
But he did Aria, Harmony, and Melody, and did a great job with those. So shout out, buddy.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, and Kobe.
Phenomenal.
And Kobe.
And
Yeah,
Kobe
he's not an employee. I refuse.
He didn't fill out an
Mascot at
I-9.
best. No, he's a moocher, a squatter.
He's a squat worker. He just came in, started doing stuff. Man,
I've
who
been
brought
trying
that guy to the
get-
bar? Man,
We've been trying to get rid of him, and we got to do it quickly because Harmony is starting to like him. She thinks he's cute
He's kind of growing
in
on
like a
his
pet way.
Yeah.
he's good stuff. There are so many possible spin-offs that we can have with Kobe. And I mean, it can be the August Kobe team up. It can be the Moxie team up. It is the team up that everyone wants is Nurse Kobe, and we just keep putting it in Michael's face, and he's like, no,
Nope, not doing it. That's too unsanitary.
You know, I think Michael might agree with this. I think that it's time to do the right thing with Kobe and release him from service.
Send him home? Yes, I would love that. I would love for Kobe to no longer be in my restaurant where people eat.
My only problem is I think he's become an audience favorite.
Well, listen, I'm just saying, he's probably like one of those cats. You feed him once, and it's your own fault for them coming back.
That's right.
Just because we tell
We'll
him
just-
to leave doesn't mean he does.
No, here's what we'll do. We'll just bring it back around. We'll go full ancient Greece. We'll send him on an impossible quest. It'll take him so long to complete that by the time he gets back, if he comes back, we maybe have moved on. Send him after the Golden Fleece.
Mm-hmm.
Clean the stables, etc., etc.
Right.
We've been busy hunting down leads on Shiver and its connection with other children, and the DM has realized he has missed a wonderful opportunity for every time that you guys come back to the bar, there's an additional kobold there. That Kobe just keeps bringing friends. I'm like, oh,
No. Well,
the
and
things I could have done.
what's wild is if you remember when Kobe originally joined the team, he was heartbroken to have to leave his family of kobolds. Like
Yes.
they were really upset about it. Go home, leave. You've done your job.
But again, we fed him. That's the problem.
He now has a maple syrup addiction. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a thing that
I'm
goes.
gonna just give him. I'm gonna give him the mini cask of syrup and just say, "Good luck, buddy."
And that's how diabetes for kobolds started.
Yeah, because like we left him like so often just in the siren song. He could have just fully escaped at any given
Oh
moment.
yeah. There's nothing really tying him there. We just
No, he has fulfilled his commitment.
what was his original commitment? I can't remember why we had to take him.
He was supposed to tell us. He was supposed to lead us to where the children were being taken.
And he did. And
We
If you
solved
remember
that.
yeah.
the circumstances under which we got him, wasn't he the only survivor of his little crew?
No, there was two.
There
There
were
were two.
two.
One of them took
Okay.
the egg back.
One of them took the egg,
Right.
and
But
it was
I-
almost
I-
like a safety net. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, Johnny. Go.
I think he's too scared to leave because he's like, they will find me.
Oh,
Punish me.
That is what
now- and
August
now we're-
said to him.
that's
Now
true.
we're at the point where it's like, if you don't leave, we're gonna.
Maybe someone should just tell him, by the way, you can now go.
That would be
just gonna-
August, right? Wouldn't August have to be the
Well,
one you were leaving
Yeah.
your service?
Yeah, it would have to be
It would be
August.
August. Yeah, I'll just take him out back and tell him to look at the flowers, and there you go.
Send him off with a knapsack full of maple syrup and on a stick.
Thought you may have to hit him with the butt end of your staff. Go, don't you know we don't
yeah.
love you anymore?
Yeah,
Go.
get out of
And
here,
then the
pig.
tears as
Oh,
August
yeah.
is like sent away, his
Very-
faithful companion for his own good.
I think that makes Johnny the little old lady if Kobe is the fox in this Fox in the House
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah. How sad.
Always.
I don't love you. Why are you following me? Go away.
But think about the quote unquote lion reunions we can have when Kobe comes running back across the field, or the alleyway, having seen August, out there in the wild, and jumps into your arms.
That's true.
We have better things to talk about than Kobe.
We do.
Yeah, let's go.
So
How dare you?
Should we mention the elephant in the room, that what happened at the end of episode 32?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at any time, which leads us into talking about other great theories and things as well. So,
Well, I'm actually just thinking about the fact that it's the season finale,
yes. Dun, dun, dun.
that we have actually concluded the first season of Curse of the Clockwork City. And so it's interesting to have a kind of a because we've never really done that before, to where we've stopped and except in between campaigns.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting. What do you guys think?
It is interesting, but also it's almost like it's built in anyways. If we were to continuously go, there's always those moments where like the big arc ends,
Right.
Yeah.
and then the new thing starts, maybe at the tail end of that episode or the beginning of the next one. And so it's no different. We're just putting some time in between it.
Yes.
So it's sort of naturally built in to be able to do this for a show. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about every 30 something episodes. That's what happened. We found with each campaign 1 and campaign 2. If there was about 30 episodes in, you kind of go, that's a natural bookend, or not really chapter end, but if you're writing a trilogy, this would be the end of the first part.
Yeah. Or, in like we opened with some Dragonlance references or whatever, even within the individual books of Autumn Twilight and Winter Night and Spring Dawning, inside, there were moments where it was like you turned the page and it was like book 2,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and so a complete story, but definitely sections. So you guys did a again, in our round table, our last round table, I believe it was, man, there was just some fantastic um, theories, and you guys were so close to connecting some strings. And I mentioned some of the things that we talked about in the last round table. There's a couple of those things that you guys are on, like that. You are on the right track. Like, it is very, very true, and a couple that are wonderful and great, but
They're not right.
not completely not right.
Wait
So,
a minute.
but-
Wait a minute. We're on a wild goose chase? That sounds so unlike us.
I know.
Me definitely.
Us focusing on the wrong thing. What?
No.
Spending
And-
way too much time insisting on going into a trap door from a roof just because it exists.
Oh, I thought you meant focusing on the wrong thing, as in like murder.
We haven't murdered anybody.
Okay,
Thank
you,
technically
Mike.
that's true.
We have defended ourselves.
Yeah, they all deserved it.
They all
Exactly.
deserved it.
I would like to counter Gary's argument with August definitely murdered a kobold in episode 1.
That's right. Yes.
But
And
Kind of
then- and then-
backstabbed him.
And
is
then
it
accidentally murdered the guy next to him too.
is it murder if they're not people?
But then we take in Kobe, and that made it all weird.
I didn't want to.
Same.
I'm downplaying. I'm pushing down all the commentary about, so kobolds aren't people then. So-
It was
yeah.
a joke.
I know it was. I know
But
it was.
I will say mostly the things we have extinguished have been like not real, or like spiders. We had a couple of cult leaders, or
Yeah.
not leaders, but cultists.
Yeah, but they attacked us first.
But again, we were defending ourselves. We had that mummy lady thing, unclear what that was. And
It's
can
so
you
great.
kill a disembodied hand? Is it alive? These are the existential questions.
This is exactly why I love battling undead, because there is no gray area with undead.
We're just putting it back. We're just
yeah,
putting it back.
You're just the circle of life, or the circle of undeath. It's
Give
you know,
it
Re-dead.
time. Give it a few more years, Michael, and undead will be a playable species.
well, they technically are. You can't actually play like you can play like it's in Ravenloft.
Well, you can play a vampire, but soon it'll be
Dap-
like skeleton. Yeah, you can play a
I
skeleton.
forget how you pronounce it.
But still, there's
played
no
a
gray area.
revenant once.
You can play a revenant.
which
You
is
can, you can even
one
play a
of-
ghost. There is a ghost class as well.
We've talked about this before, but my very first session of D&D ever in my entire life, I died because of some rules that I have since decided are dumb and never play with those rules. And so he felt bad for me because I was like really upset because I had spent a long time making that character and I was really proud of her.
Of
and
course.
I had painted a mini and everything. Maybe this is why I don't like minis. Because
Maybe.
she
Yeah.
died immediately. And so he said, "Oh, let me look into some stuff and come back next session." And so I got to come back as a revenant, and actually it turned out to be pretty cool story wise. But yeah,
That's cool. That's a
just-
good. I always like to have an option for a PC to come back. Like
Yeah.
it's your twin that you were in correspondence with, and so they know everything that you've been doing up till yesterday, so they can just
Right.
fall right in with the rest of the party. So Revenant, that's a good idea. I like that.
especially in like a home game, in a casual home game. So like
Yeah.
my home games are always really casual. We're really low like RP live. Like we don't do a lot of character dialogue. I might just say, I'm going to talk to this guy about blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So in those situations, it's really easy for me to be like, oh, my character Kevin died, but little did you know that his little brother Devin
Yeah.
has been has been following us the whole time.
The whole time.
Well, we were playing a little darker one on Saturdays, and Aiden found a third party. Like I said, it was a ghost class. So if you died, you could be a ghost, where you could possess people and it was a fun little class. So if you died, you could actually come back as a ghost.
What is the 5e kind of Frankenstein type of build? There's a quote unquote
Well, that's a flesh golem.
yes, but no.
Well, no, I mean that's really what I mean. It's the flesh golem is that's the Frankenstein is a flesh golem.
Right, but there's a playable race in 5e that has to do.
Frankenstein was a scientist.
That's
not a
true. That is
monster.
true. Frankenstein was not. That's right.
Brooke, in
Are you talking
Pathfinder
about
2,
Reborns?
Yes,
Oh,
maybe
the
I am talking about
Reborn. Yes,
Reborns,
yes.
and then underneath that they have a couple of features, right? Like
Yeah.
there's oh man, there's a
Yeah,
couple
it was
of
in
features where there can
Ravenloft.
be different ones.
Yeah.
So, yep. Thank you very
But
much, Johnny.
we don't have to worry about that because Brooke's never gonna let our characters die.
I was about
We
to
gotta
say, why
get
is the
you some-
DM so obsessed with PC death right now?
Michael, we gotta get you some diamonds, my guy.
I know. Well, and I'm just about
They're a
that.
cleric's best friend.
Yeah. Well, did we decide we leveled up before we go into episode
When we
season
come back
2?
from hiatus, I think so.
Level
Yeah,
5?
I think that's going to be true. I don't know if we said it, but I think that will be true.
Because level
So-
5 is where I get Revivify. So
Woohoo!
yeah. And so yes, we have to get me some diamonds quick.
And then you guys will never die. So,
That's right.
yep. Although, go ahead, Johnny Payne, one of your favorite quotes about the rule book.
There's a whole lot of them. Oh yes, no, one of my favorite quotes of the rule book. I paid $60 for this book, and X percentage of it is about dealing with a character dying.
Yeah.
I and I
And
gotta
I
wonder
think-
why you were paying $60 for this book. They're $50.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's like you're getting ripped off. I would be pissed off too.
Also,
Yeah,
like
there's a chunk about death and a chunk about making new characters.
Yeah, sure.
And so then you're getting your money. You're not getting your money's worth until a character dies.
That's true. I've had many characters die. I've had my son has killed me 3 times. So
that's
Which is
wild.
only a
All
thing you
paladins.
could say in role-playing games.
yes, like all of them have been paladins.
I only
That's why I'm on the
have-
Paladin 12-step program. I'm not allowed to play them.
I've only died that very first session. I haven't died since then. I think it's because I'm better as a player and I don't play with that stinking rule. Which if you
Was it
aren't
massive damage?
Listen, if you aren't a like faithful listener to the roundtable, you don't know about this rule that my DM at the time was using. But if you get put to 0 by specifically necrotic damage, you are just
right.
full dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
There's lots of that in the new monster manual.
so
Very scary.
But I think, in the past we've joked that if Moxie died that I would just play Rhapsody,
Right.
but I think that would be a little OP because she has had a lot of adventures, so she's definitely a higher level. I think realistically, Brooke might let me instead come back as like Arya to avenge Moxie's death.
I think you should just
Or-
have levels for each one of your employees, and that way, whichever one you die at, that's the one you come in as.
Or I think a fun character to come back as would be a new recruit to the Sapphire Society who's just enamored with Sable and wants to be just like him, and wants to be like Sable's little intern, and Sable is like, "Stop, Minthra, don't give me this intern." I
Oh, the
don't want an
greatest buddy
intern."
cop ever.
Connor, if that happens, do you then adopt the leadership style of Minthra? Is that will you just be horrible?
Here's a mission. Go do it yourself.
Why didn't you think of that? God, and just berate the poor little new NPC or
But-
new PC.
That won't need to ever happen because Moxie's never going to die. She's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's my job. I'm going to make
She
sure
breathes
Moxie never
fire.
dies. Yeah.
She punches people. If I actually put my big brain on, and use my action economy efficiently. We see it happen a couple of times in like episode 29 and 30 and 31, where I am doing a spell action, I am doing a bardic as a bonus action, using a reaction to throw a punch, getting some movement in there. I think every time I tried to do that, I missed with my punch, but it's fine. I was trying.
You may have hit once, I think. So there was.
All
Oh
we
man, there
ask
was
is
a.
that you try.
Yes.
You bet. I would just like to have everyone note the date and time in which Kiri tempted fate beyond belief.
I have at least
Not
three
me, just
different.
fate. So
I have at least three different backup plans, and at this point, we're only 30 some episodes in.
32 episodes.
32 episodes in. Although I do love Moxie, I am not as like hopelessly attached to her as I was like Poppy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If even by episode 32, if anything had happened to Poppy, I would have been a wreck.
Yeah, that would have been
Um,
bad.
But I think even with the more serious tone of this campaign, maybe because of the more serious tone, because it's more likely that something will go wrong, I'm just not as like emotionally attached to her as like previous seasons.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would have been fine with Billy going the way of the sword.
too.
Yeah.
Listen, Billy is an excellent character, and I miss getting to do his voice.
I missed the
Mute.
Dexter
where's
voice.
where's the mute button? Anyway.
I missed the
Um,
Dexter voice.
I will say, if you are one of my students, Billy's voice will creep out if I get annoyed. Just because that is fun fact, pro tip, for teachers and parents out there. If you notice that your teen is not listening to you, say it in a different voice, and they're so confused for a second.
100%.
That's right. Yes.
So true.
Yeah. I
that you
know
can
my
get
wife
there.
does that too.
they just get confused,
Yeah.
and it stops them long enough
Yeah.
to get a word in.
You've basically
Oh, you
distracted them
meant-
with a voice.
You meant she does that with her students.
With her
I heard that
students.
she
Yes.
did that with Michael Cross.
With me. Oh
That's
yeah.
what I thought
Well,
too, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
When I just look at her confused, like, what are you doing? No.
The middle schoolers, Brooke. The middle
Yes,
schoolers.
the middle schoolers. It's actually
And I'm
very
still,
easy
I'm
to
trying
distract
to
a
I'm
middle
trying to
schooler.
focus on the difference between Michael Cross and that again. I'm still confused. No, I'm
No,
just teasing.
there is no difference. That's why I'm going through my midlife crisis right now. I think I'm back in middle school. I'm playing D&D just like I did back in middle school.
There you go. That's fantastic.
So what happened on these last few episodes?
Oh man, speaking of, Kiri was kind of talking about synergy there just a little bit, and we will probably just leapfrog and jump all over from different things. But in one of the final moments in the season finale, you guys creep up on a couple of chapel guards, we'll call them, and the synergy there was really, really good. It was, you came up with a plan, you executed the plan. No one went Leroy Jenkins on it.
Yeah.
I want to know what gods and or goddesses and or spirits Connor is burning incense to for his dice to love Sable so much.
I mean, I flop sometimes, but like, I don't know. It helps having a negative in strength to dump it all in my dexterity.
True.
I have a high modifier for it.
Plus rogues, that's who rogues are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They only get one attack, so the game is kind of weighted for them to usually hit on that one hit.
You bet. And then Dr. Stone gave him guidance on the sneaking, if I remember correctly. Kiri, you had, I'm so sorry, my brain just went blank. Moxie had a plan, and it was phenomenal. I don't think it went off, but
was Bane.
It was Bane. That's what it was.
She cast Bane, which I thought was genius when
Yes.
she cast it. So, Kiri,
Right.
explain that.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't listened to that episode, so I'm just going off what I can remember.
Yeah.
I knew that they were going to have to make skill checks, and so casting Bane on them would help them not get any kind of perception, you're struggling perception checks to see us, or
Well, it's saving
and
throws.
stuff like
But
that.
yeah, Bane affects saving throws and attacks, just like Bless
Right.
is
And so to get their ability to save down.
Yeah.
I think again, I didn't listen to this episode. But
That's
I think
okay.
maybe my long-term plan might have been to do Bane, and then is Bane concentration? I might have been trying to do
I think it is.
I might have been trying to do suggestion after that, which wouldn't have worked because suggestion's also concentration. Right. But something like that was probably my plan.
Yeah, and
I've had a lot. There's also a lot of plans and planning that are very similar to this going on in my home game, and so it's hard to keep them straight.
Yeah, well, I was gonna do hold person, so that way when you cast Bane, if I'd gotten hold person right the next one, he would have been a D4, subtracted D4.
Right.
That's what I said. It was a genius idea.
Yeah,
and the whole person did go off.
Yeah,
it did work.
Still worked. It's just, the problem with playing lower level characters is our DC is so low right now.
Right, my DC is only 14.
Yeah, mine too.
It's the worst. Even taking ASI at 4th when we went up to 4th, it's just killer.
Yeah,
you bet.
But we took them down without them actually being able to do anything, and certainly alert the cultists on the other side of the door.
Even August, I believe, made his stealth check, unlike many other times, and so you guys got a surprise round on them, which was fantastic. So, and then it really was just snicker snack. With Connor, with Sable doing his thing, his classic signature move of rapier dagger slice, and then August came up and again just shagink, and that guy was gone as well. So it was really great. As far as I know, however, you did leave the bodies laying there, and so
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, like
they
when
won't
the
know
church
who
service
it
is
was.
over,
They won't know who it was.
No,
except
for
what? What's his face?
except Greeley may or
true.
may not have caught some names. We will have to see.
I think you did, Johnny. Didn't you shout out your name?
Yes.
I'm sure. I'm sure he knows my name. Yeah.
Well,
for
and
sure.
even if August didn't shout his own name, Reynard did back at that fight because Greeley was in the room.
You heard of me?
You heard of me?
Oh, yeah. So that ego is always going to get you. Whether you're Odysseus or August D. Graymore.
I will say it was really and this is something that you can tell, we are, for lack of a better term, and meaning no offense to anybody else, but we are mature D&D players in that we spied into that room. We were like, there's no way we're going to do anything in this room. We're going to sneak away now.
Johnny, you even say it. You were like, running away can be part of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
sure,
the only thing we wanted to do was make sure that if we could have gotten any other clues, which we did get a few clues. We didn't get the main one, which whoever the cultist leader is, we didn't get that.
Right.
But we did get at least, to hear some of his speech. But then, as soon as that spider disappeared, we're like, out. Nope. Nope.
Who knows where that thing went?
Was what was that, Connor?
So who knows where that thing went?
Yeah. Now, what were you guys thinking when the
spider in the hallway behind us?
Yeah. So, and I didn't necessarily. It was wonderful. It was not necessarily my intent to freak you guys out so much that you ran. Although that was not a bad decision at all. But it was fun as the DM to kind of have that reaction in you guys.
Yeah.
But then also at the same time, it surprised me just a tiny bit, although it was not a bad thing to do at all. I want to say that, just like, wild animals and dogs or whatever, if you take off running, how they will chase you. My brain instantly, as you guys started running, my brain instantly was like running in the background going, okay, is the spider actually going to show up? Because this could be fun.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to chase? Do I want to have that happen? And I stuck with the original game plan that was on my notes. But for a minute, you guys taking off, man, it got the juices go. It got the predatory juices going for a second.
And if we'd gotten away from the cultist and fought the spider by itself, I actually think we could have easily taken it down. The problem is the spider, a phase spider, and then however many cultists, like what did you say, 10 or 20 cultists there?
Yeah, the 15, 20 in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
so.
mean that's too much.
I mean, I mean, in my brain, and this is just my old brain, when you put cultists together with a large spider, I completely overlooked the plot of the drug and the hallucinations and the phase spiders, and went straight to Sable's little friend in the shadows.
Uh-huh.
And that's where my brain was with spider. Yeah, was like, oh, okay, yeah, but that's shame on me.
Not wrong. I mean, there are flavors of that, right? So,
Well, I mean, spiders and underground and cultists is, you immediately go drow.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
So it's just, there's no way to avoid that. Now, of course, the other thing is these are drow in a different world.
Mhm.
So we don't know what their connection. I mean, Menzo Baronzon is not part of our world, so we don't know.
Maybe they have arachnophobia. We don't
They
know.
might. They might.
Oh,
But
well, and as a person who has absolutely zero background in the quote unquote lore of Dungeons and Dragons, I had no idea what you guys were just talking about.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
So
someone
like-
needs to do.
Fresh in my
I mean-
mind, 2 weeks ago, I was running an AD&D second edition game where we were seriously going underground to stop some drow cultists from summoning a giant spider.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Was
Yeah.
it what module was it, Johnny?
I was running a one shot to kick off. I wrote it myself. It was a one shot to kick off
Awesome.
Night Below.
Awesome.
Because I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
think-
sprinkle. There's not a lot of drow in Night Below, but I'm gonna sprinkle some in.
Of course.
I think the only like official Wizards of the Coast, Sword Coast thing I've ever done. I did the first half of Icewind Dale before that group fell apart. That was it. So I just don't have that background. And I think that's something that I really like about our show and the homebrew of it all, is that you don't need to have any of that information or background knowledge. You can just kind of jump right in with us. If you have listened to every episode, you know basically as much as we do. We might know some minute things about like our individual characters that hasn't come up yet, but you know just as much about the world as we do.
In fact, it's probably better because you with you, Kiri, you were talking about with this drow. The rest of us all bring this
Preconceived notion.
preconceived notions of what the drow is, who they are. But this is not Toril. This is a different
Right.
world completely. So we don't know exactly
To
where
me,
they are.
it's just Sable's mean boss.
Yeah.
that Moxie doesn't know anything about. So
Yeah.
It's that Moxie girl. Oh my god. But she evidently knows a little bit about you. So
right, that's because Sable's information only goes one way right now.
No. Yeah, that was a great moment. There was a great moment around the table whenever you guys are exploring that and going up to that temple, that chapel, and you see that. Michael, again, you mentioned it once before, but this new program, Soundly,
Yes.
where it sounded like you took the dialogue I said and dropped it into Soundly.
I did. I was so thrilled about this. So I can
Super
in
smart.
Soundly, I can basically type in. I basically typed your words and then put that into Soundly and found a voice that worked for that. Put him in a cathedral type of setting, and
Yeah.
then I thought, oh, this is really cool. So I'll just have him say it rather than you. But then as I was playing with my editing software through Adobe Audition, the idea of bringing you down and bringing him up so that it's almost like it narratively
That's
when
what you did.
yeah, if you listen to like someone who reads a letter, they're reading a letter out loud, but then all of a sudden you hear that person who wrote the letter in a voiceover. That's what so I've cross-faded those so that as you're fading out, that it's this other guy's, but put this other guy's voice in. I'm actually very proud of how that turned out.
It was phenomenal. It was really good. It was really, really good. Yeah, I'm super impressed with it.
And then I just took, because then you were saying the queen, I used different voices and put them all in. So we had about 15 to 20 people saying the queen, all at different, levels so that it sounds more like a response of cultists.
Yeah. Your spider chitter was also very excellent. With Wayfinder Legends, I find that spider sounds were really hard to find, but you did a great job with whichever one you were using. So it's really good.
I think that was Spider Idol or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nerds. Anyway, that was really good. Again, it was great. Great narratively that you guys bugged out, like no pun intended, but that you ran. There's the hilarious outtake, where you can just picture that you've rushed into the elevator and you crank the elevator and you slide the lever and then it's just like you're just stuck in a box while it takes you back up.
Yeah.
Not knowing if, and again, I played with it and I was like, no, we're not, I'm going to stick with the notes. But I played with the idea of like, you open up the elevator gate and it's like
I said, I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have minded fighting the spider by itself because I think, the four of us could easily take down a phase spider. I mean, it might be a little bit difficult, but the only problem was we were all out of resources.
You guys were low on resources.
We had no more bardic inspirations. We had no more spell slots. We had nothing.
I was on the cantrip carousel. I think I had like one level 1 spell left.
Yeah. Now I had some scrolls, cure wounds, I think, and maybe even a bless. So I had some scrolls if I needed to, but
my worry was that I think, and again, it's been a minute, so we'll see. But I think my brain kept telling me that the spider was going to snitch on us and all these cultists were going to come for us. That's where I thought the spider had disappeared to. It was like, he's going to snitch. We got to go.
Yes, that's where I thought too. I was like, just get out now. Something's, we're in danger.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Connor and August, how were they? Connor and August, Sable and August, how were they? How were you guys doing with daggers and glaives? Did you have enough? Were your resources still good?
Yeah, I was good. I was still raring to go, but
my blade was still sharp.
I have my fists of fury.
Yes,
but you don't want to punch a spider. That's gross.
That's true. and I've always got the light crossbow, and I can use tree strike on it, so it's basically like casting a spell on him.
I think Sable knows when something's a little above his pay grade.
August was just happy to not be paralyzed or blind, and someone had
It's a good thing that my wisdom came back and I knew we should flee.
Also good. Yeah. Gimping you guys a little bit. It did affect it, but at the same time, it did not. You guys are just that whole, once you got down there, the synergy of all that was just really, really good. Even if, I'm reaching back an episode or two, even if, Sable had to make some deck saves or that August had to make some deck saves as Moxie just lets some things fly. So that synergy still worked out really well.
I asked before.
I know.
And that also was a fantastic outtake when Johnny... now you ask. Like, they get it.
Yeah. That's how you cut there.
I guess
back to episode 1.
Technically, I didn't ask Sable, but I knew that Sable had really high dex. And it's not like a super low damage, but I wasn't rolling good on damage, so I knew that half damage would be fine.
Yeah. For sure.
It's a cool spell. I want to use
Oh,
it
it's a
all the
great
chances
spell.
I can.
Yeah.
And it
Go for
flavors
it.
so well with what
Yeah.
Moxie does. Like
Just-
you have described it so well.
Just line them up for me. I'll get them. I can listen, if they're all standing in their 5-foot squares, I can max out at 6. I can get 6.
Yeah.
It's
I was
such a
having-
gift. It's
I was
such a
having
gift from
fun
the
with
DM.
a line spell on one of our Outlaws recordings.
That's right.
So fun.
That was the moonbeam.
Just all nice and lined up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is such a gift from the DM whenever they either on purpose or accidentally, whenever, the guys are all running down a hallway at you or whatever, that line happens.
Well, and what happened for
and
us, the
boom.
reason that it happened for me multiple times is that we're playing with flanking rules. And so Brooke
Yeah.
is trying to get flanking advantage on us. And so then it just lines him up. And I just have to be okay with hitting somebody a little bit.
And if it's your rogue, that's the best person to have there.
Sable will forgive me.
Well, and in a little bit, the Sable will have evasion, so you do a dex save on them, and if they save, they take no damage.
No damage.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love the dynamics of that too, describing that narratively. Like, how did you dodge it completely? Like, did
Right.
you hit the ground? Did you hide behind another body? Like
you hit
gotta
behind another
come up-
body,
grab some guy and pull him
Yeah.
in front? Like what happened? So
We've got to come up with a code word so that everybody knows to duck. The
What,
code
angry
word will-
pigeon,
the code angry
pig.
seagull.
Angry
angry
seagull.
seagull, angry
We
seagull.
were in the docks area of town. That's not a seagull.
What bird is that?
I think that might be the closest to maybe like a very sick crow.
Yeah, there we go. I was gonna try to make a pun off of like something with sickness and sick goal, but yeah, it didn't. Brain's not fast enough today for that. I definitely want to before we wrap up or whatever. And I think we have time, but I definitely want to talk about. We've kind of had not only we kind of had an end of an arc, kind of a mini antagonist. I definitely want to come back and talk about that. But first, the other thing that freaked you guys out, and again, it was probably a little bit of meta that got in the way, was we leave from the creepy nurse, we leave from the morgue/operating table, the cylinders with the ether and the electricity that are in them, and you go down a hallway and you come into this room where there are some flesh and wood golems that are propped up Frankenstein style, kind of like at 45-degree angles. And you guys just bug out. You are like,
yeah.
nope.
No. Flesh golems, no, you don't mess with flesh golems. Not until you get them to higher levels.
Yeah,
but no.
not at this level, especially.
There's a little tiny clue in there, and I think Johnny caught it because he repeated it. But I said flesh and wood golems,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like two different, but like a blending. And so there's a little tiny clue there. But yeah. Do you think that Dr. Stone knows how powerful they are?
Yes,
Or...
I think Dr. Stone has run into them before and possibly in the war, but I think he's dealt with them before and just get out of the way, get out of there.
He
Don't
had
go anywhere near them.
there was this guy when he was in college at the end of the hallway who did some really creepy experiments.
Yeah, it's a guy I knew named Frank Stein.
Yes, Frank Stein, and did weird things, and then there was a tragedy.
Middle
I do
initial
like
N.
the image you just created there, Michael, that in his backstory of the war, right, in which he lost his wife. I do like the idea of there like being this moment where there is a flesh golem on the battlefield just tearing through people,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Just
and he
ripping
sees
people
that.
apart because it's those things are horrible, especially for your soldiers, your NPC type. It's going to run right through them, and so it's got to be horrifying.
For folks who don't know why are they so scary, like kind of mechanically,
Well, they're hard to
Do you
kill.
recall?
And I think they're they're above CR5. I know that.
I
But
think 9.
yeah,
So
it's there, and I think it wasn't necessarily the fact that there was one there. You said there were several of them.
yeah, there were like 4. So
Yeah, so immediately if they all woke up, there's no way we could get anywhere close to taking them down. Especially since again, the spellcasters are low on resources.
yes, for sure. For
Yep.
sure. That was also the room as you guys entered into it that there was some type of effect that happened, and August heard children voices like
Right.
crying and calling for help, right? Um,
Yeah. I also
and
enjoyed putting in the sound of that too. That was a lot
yeah,
of fun.
yeah, that again, wonderful sound effects, wonderful sound effects.
Yeah.
So, um, and and the same thing happened whenever Dr. Stone walked in, but you were able to steel yourself mentally from those whispers
High wisdom.
that got into August. Yeah, for sure, for sure. It again, the dice tell the story because August, you have been so concerned about the children kind of from the get-go, and even when we were upstairs in the first level of the underground guild hall or whatever this is that we found, you just started going down that T hallway just kicking doors, boom boom
Yeah.
boom, uh, for good or for ill, luckily or whatever, that level was mostly empty, quote unquote. Everyone had gone downstairs. We now realize, but yeah, you were and still are. August is on a mission. So
Save the children.
Yep.
yeah,
So talk to us about this ending. So for anybody who hasn't listened, make sure you listen to this before you listen to the end of episode 32 with
yeah, big spoilers.
Reynard in jail.
Yeah, we close narratively. We say, as you guys go back, we find a Kiri, what did you call it? A smuggler's room? Not smuggler's den, but there's a hidden place for
Smuggler's
a couple of
suite.
people. Yeah, smuggler's suite. Thank you, Connor.
Right.
So there's a smuggler's suite that you hide a couple folks in, Sable and Dr. Stone.
Because they're boys. They
that's right.
can't stay in
Can't go
my
upstairs.
It was August and
Upstairs?
Dr. Stone that stayed.
Oh, August and Dr. Stone.
Right.
Yeah.
Sable
Sorry
went
about that.
back
You're
to
right.
the Sapphire Society.
Yes. Looking for Minthra, doesn't find Minthra there. She's not in. And that's where that scene kind of ends. You guys talk about plans for tomorrow, the next day, what you could do, research you might need to do. You brainstorm about, what do we know about these cultists? You kind of run through the pantheon very quickly and none of those gods are connected. So you kind of think of warlock type or something like that is going on. And then the narrator says, and that ends this chapter for our heroes. But we segue and we have this scene of Reynard in jail. And Connor got to voice him again,
Right.
voice it him in the opening kind of scene with August and Dr. Stone coming to the gate. And then you picked him back up, and we were very gracious about picking him back up and voicing him at the end as he is in jail. So I'm trying not to recap everything and say everything word for word, but basically he's given a chance to sneak out, and he dons a hat of disguise and chooses the form of August E. Graymore. While we were there recording, Johnny, you actually had a reaction to that, if you remember. He put on the hat and transformed himself into August E. Graymore.
Was it a shock?
Yeah, you were. I think it may have been.
I
I think it been a censorship moment because you were just
yeah. I've been chewing on it ever since, and I didn't realize. I guess I forgot I audibly answered, but I can't wrap my head around why he chose that.
Yeah.
Anything he could choose, why that? And then, of course, inevitably, he chose poorly.
Yes, he did choose poorly, but I think he did it so because he wanted to blackmail you. He wanted
Yeah.
to,
Yeah, that
He
makes
wants
sense,
to
right?
Yeah.
trash your reputation.
yeah, which was weird because your reputation's already trashed according to the people that are higher up and the people who would
Yeah.
matter anyway.
Okay, well, his reputation's already trashed. He's going to turn August into like a fugitive. I think he's going to go
Yeah,
commit
right.
some crimes.
August's
Right.
reputation could be way worse.
That
than
is
it.
true. There are other things,
Yeah.
or have other people turned against him. Yes, but
So I
again,
guess he
it
thought
shows.
instead of everyone thinking I put the hat on and look like him, they'll think I took the hat off and reveal that I am him. Yeah,
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you said, he chose poorly because this assassin that is there, that there's something that goes click and they're like, you know, God, you just can't let it go, can you? You're just going to cause a problem. Like this is not what we need. And so, shkunk, and we see the end of Reynard, which again, the sound effects on that, they were great.
That was good.
They were
That was fun.
they were very vicious. It was wonderful. So, we from our angle, we don't know, kind of cinematically, we don't know who that was. We can't tell who this assassin was.
I know who it was, and so does Sable.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some.
Think that that's a secret, Brooke.
I have a theory. of who.
Go on. Go ahead. Share with the class. I mean that really.
Well, of course, it's somebody from the society over there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, if I say any more, I might not be here tomorrow.
I can say it. I mean, I like all signs to me point to Minthra. Like, I go to her office, she's not there, and then obviously Sable doesn't know this part, but like she's not there. Most of the time, I'm able to find her. Yeah, like there could be like once or twice that she's not in there, and then
Her ambitions, right?
Yeah, she's very ambitious. She's very willing to kind of do whatever it takes to kind of jump up in the ranks, whatever she needs to do. So I mean,
yeah.
But she also has absolutely zero patience for idiots,
Right.
which she would have that's like, Reynard turns into August and she's like, that is an idiot. You can't unteach idiocracy.
Yeah.
I can teach someone who's willing to learn, like Sable. I can't unteach stupid. So better just take care of him.
So as far as August is concerned, the plan just went accordingly. He was mesmerized to go in and confess his sins, and either the state was going to kill him or dispatch him somehow, or the people he was working with or the people he's working for. So there's no real conspiracy in August's mind. It's like, well, there we go.
Yeah.
I will say I've had a couple of people reach out to me either in person or in DMs talking about that plan to have Reynard turn himself in, and how they were like, that's absolutely genius. That's such a good way to do this. So yay for us, Johnny.
Yeah,
We
that was
did it.
perfect.
So and this can be a loaded question, and like kind of any answer is okay. But player wise, does it feel rewarding, complete? Are you satisfied kind of with that for August and Reynard, Johnny? And it's okay if you wish there was more, but
if I squeezed the trigger and the bolt left the crossbow and pierced his heart and the bolt killed him, I squeezed the trigger. So I'm satisfied with what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm more satisfied that I have his gloves.
Yes.
because also August is like, was that just one head off the Hydra?
Yeah, I think that's like, Kiri doesn't feel super satisfied with that ending because he feels like such low-hanging fruit. Like he's very clearly a goon.
Yeah, for August he didn't until that death, and it was like, okay, he once August gets word that he was somehow mysteriously assassinated, August is going to be like, oh, so he was lower than I gave him credit for.
Right.
Yeah,
goon is a good word.
Yeah. There's some type of activity, and then from August's, beginnings of way back at the beginning, it then does like who else is it the Laura person? Is it brain? Is it the other commander that is there? Like who's next?
Is it even somebody in the guard?
True.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there? It feels like that someone's probably using the guard for nefarious purposes, right? And they've
But what's really interesting is that Commander Croft has seemed like nothing but straightforward, and so it's either going over her head or it's all going on under her nose, which means that she is either unobservant or
Right.
is kind of turning the other way, or is forced to turn the other way because it's over her head. And
yeah.
I think Commander Croft is probably the most difficult character for me, because in my home game she's playing a big role, and I know what it's hard to make sure that I remember that they're different people.
True.
And that I can't just assume that this Commander Croft is also nice and helpful and wants to overthrow the government.
Yeah. And we do have that shifted universe thing where we kind of started off with some NPCs, and then the universe has kind of shifted slightly. So Sergeant Vance, Laura and Reynard, those are the folks that were, sitting there with August. And so is Vance the guy in charge of this whole thing, or is someone above him? That type of thing. So
my theory is that it is a person we haven't met.
Yeah.
And that they are either very politically ambitious, and so it's going to be someone like Pierce or somebody else who's trying to climb the ranks, take advantage of the power vacuum that we have at the top with the dead king, or it's somebody from not necessarily outside the city, but outside the guard. And some of that comes, again, it's such colored, because I know I keep talking about my home campaign, but the setting is the same. In that
starts the same, yeah.
It starts the same. And so I don't know what we have. If we have the Hell Knights, if we have the Physicians, if we have the Grey Maidens, I don't know these things because I haven't asked. But they all could be militaristically trying to take advantage of the kind of weakened state that we're in right now because, again, of the recent death of the king.
Right.
Yeah. So
which is something we haven't talked about because we've been all wrapped up in exploited children and drugs.
We've been on street level.
There is
for sure.
There's big political things that are happening in the background, and if all great DMs know what's going on in the background, so we can assume that Brooke knows what's going on back there. And if we take too long to solve these drug problems, things are going to turn badly.
I'm going to blow this whole thing wide open with all the conspiracies, the politics, Pierce, the children, the corrupt guard, Mithra. Kobe's pulling the strings. I'm Johnny. Have a good weekend.
So true.
So we've got to close this up, but before we do, I want to say that again, we have finished out the first season, and we're going to take a little bit of a break over the summer, and we are going to start airing beginning this Friday for our patrons, and then next Wednesday at our regular time for our podcast listeners. There will be classic episodes of Red Dirt Outlaws, starting with Keys from the Golden Vault, starring Connor and I and Aiden, who we all remember from Campaign 2, and then a couple of other new people, Mark, Bree, and Andrew. So listen to those. Those are a lot of fun. Still same music, sound effects, all that kind of stuff. It's just a different setting, and actually something put out by Wizards of the Coast, Keys from the Golden Vault. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be a great choice. Keys from the Golden Vault. That'll be a great choice. So so that'll be great. It's been on YouTube, but now it'll come into the podcast feed, and that'll be fun. So a good filler. So in a wonderful way.
When will we pick up with new episodes of our campaign?
Sometime next fall.
Yeah,
we're not sure exactly when yet. When we get enough in the can that I don't feel too stressed out about.
100%.
sometime pre-Christmas, you will
Yes.
have new episodes.
That's right. We've got to start. We've got to start. I won't say a particular date or even month, but we've got to start because we need to build so that we can have the holiday special of the Christmas special that comes out, Christmas and April Fool's special. We got to have those two little bonus tracks that happen. So maybe they'll be the same kobolds as before. Maybe there'll be new kobolds. Maybe Kobe makes an appearance. I don't know if Kobe knows Giggles or any of the others, but
They, I hate to say it, but they would like Kobe.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
I think Kobe
They
would fit
would.
in very well.
they would.
So, but that's if you are a patron of any paid level. So, unfortunately, our free patrons didn't get a gift, but our all of our paid patrons did get a gift, that Moxie card, and then depending on your level, you might have gotten some other things.
You bet.
But inside there also was information about our birthday celebration, which is
Yes.
our patron hangout in July, and then
July 15th?
July 15th. And then also, you always get a little card saying this package has been inspected by, and it looks like this month Giggles was on the package rotation.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
enjoy
Very
those.
good.
Yeah, and so if you want to become a patron, just go to patreon.com/reddirtdnd because we do celebrating 5 years and 150,000 downloads. So
That's
very,
amazing.
very, very thrilled about where this podcast has come.
Some T-shirts went out, and the return of the Hero Forge minis. Those are on their way. So don't know if they'll make it by the time you listen to this, but they are coming. They're on their way. Connor, can I ask, what was the T-shirt?
We bought this a while ago.
It was just the Clockwork City art.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
skyline.
The floating heads. So and then it was just on a bright red shirt.
Awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Excellent.
Awesome.
yeah,
So not
I
the
think-
skyline, but the character portraits.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was like the movie poster version. So
Yeah,
there were
yeah,
some
yeah.
elements. There were some elements
Awesome.
of the skyline of like cogs and stuff like that, clock tower, but then also our floating heads. So
Fantastic. So, keep listening, keep enjoying the show. We'll still have quarterly gifts coming out in the fall, even though we're the quote unquote main show is on hiatus for just a little while, giving Michael Cross a chance to catch his breath, and that'll be great. Any last thoughts, guys?
I'm just looking
Nope.
forward to seeing what happens next.
I'm so looking forward to seeing what happens next and clues you guys put together. It should be really, really fun. You truly are, like I think Connor said, that man, we've got these red strings and I've almost got them all pinned together, but I'm just not quite sure where that thumbtack goes. But you guys are very, very close to putting some things together, and it should really start strong
Awesome.
next season. So
Fighting.
cool beans.
Finish it out, Brooke.
All righty. Well, thank you guys very much for listening to the roundtable wrap-up of Season 1 of Campaign 3, Curse of the Clockwork City. I've enjoyed you guys so much. I am Brooke Bullock, joined by...
Michael Cross.
Johnny Dane.
Connor Shenold.
And Kiri Esther.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.